Last week, one of President Obama's long-standing campaign promises became one of his first executive orders, the intention to close our terrorist detention center at America's Guantanamo Bay Naval Base within 1 year. First, a quick reminder. Beginning with the Carter administration and continuing for over 2 decades, Americans have been held captive or killed by death-dealing terrorist thugs, subhumans who far exceeded their welcome on Earth, and who, deemed merely an inconvenience, were ignored for political expediency by at least one national leader who chose to, shall we say, skirt the issue, culminating in the 9/11 attack, brutally destroying thousands of lives, ripping families apart in mind-numbing fashion. With that series of deadly attacks on Americans now refreshed in your mind, including the USS Cole, where 17 sailors perished, closing GITMO is the wrong decision on a number of levels. For starters, it's step one down the path of appeasement. Apart from appeasing the anti-war, pro-U.S. defeat left fringe in this country, it's also a move to appease European liberals, who, despite absorbing numerous attacks on their own soil, still don't seem to get the radical Islamic agenda, as hand in hand across the ocean, we celebrate what has become the golden age of blind tolerance, a likely death sentence for heritage, traditions, and freedom, both theirs and ours. But worse than silencing Europe's moralistic whining, while some continue their very immoral arms and other dealings with terror-sponsoring regimes and states, worse than that is the highly visible appeasement move that closing GITMO signals to the Islamic terror network, not only in the Middle East, but also among their affiliated gangs throughout the world, and yes, including right here in the U.S. It's the resurgence of that incredibly naive false hope that if only America was a nicer country, if only we played well with others, if only we would continue to show weakness in the face of terrorist attacks rather than respond militarily, and if only we could just sit down with our enemies over brie and tea, talk through our differences, and to paraphrase TV pastor Bishop Sheen from the comparatively innocent 1950s, then what a bright world this would be. Next week, why that's all hogwash and the other huge negative issues closing GITMO would create.